Hey guys, what is going on? My name's Tyler McNabb, and we're in the garage today just because I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. So I haven't been putting out a lot of videos lately, haven't been putting out any race videos lately. If you follow me on social media, you would know why, but otherwise that's kind of what I wanted to explain today, and then kind of just give you guys an update on all the machines and what's going on here. So with that, let's get into the video. Okay guys, so let me give you a quick update just on all the machines. So we've got my race unit over here, my YFZ 450R. This thing is looking beautiful as ever in all of her orange glory. And a good part of that is because it hasn't raced in a while. So that thing is ready to go. Whenever I get back to racing, I'm gonna get into that in a few minutes. Let's talk about some other machines. We got the backup quad over here. This thing's looking pretty good. Been having a couple issues with it starting every now and then. I just put a top end in it not too long ago with adjusted the valves and everything seems good. But we had an issue with it the other day. My dad went out and was riding, and it died for a second, and so we went back to start it and it wouldn't start. I could smell a ton of fuel, so we think it just, I don't know, for some reason was really rich, maybe just with how he killed it or something. But we let it sit for a little bit and then it fired right back up, so I'm not sure what was going on. But other than that, the backup unit's in pretty decent shape. I've got some future stuff I'd like to do with this thing. Of course, this thing needs a new seat. It's needed one for a while. We need to get us a fresh seat with a 4Works cover on there. This suspension needs serviced at some point. It's had plenty of hours on it. Those A-arms have probably at least 2 seasons worth of riding on it, so they're gonna need rebuild. I did add a set of flex bars to this thing not too long ago. These are actually the flex bars off of the 400, but a lot of you guys know the 400's in a couple pieces right now. So went ahead, added those to the backup bike just for a little bit of an extra upgrade. Then the next machine we have is the good old reliable TRX 90 pit quad. Got this thing on the stand over here. As you can see, we got all the plastics and stuff off, got some stuff disassembled on it, and we are actually putting a top end in this thing. So when we got it, it smoked a little bit. It's starting to smoke a little bit more now. So I just went ahead and got a fresh top end for it. What we were originally planning on doing is, I still have it in the box, is I bought one of the T-Bolt 114 kits. I was gonna put that in it, but then I decided I didn't really wanna do that. So I'm gonna end up selling that, and what we ended up doing was getting just an OEM Honda oversized piston. So they sell oversized pistons, so I believe what we ended up doing is just going 1 millimeter over. I forget what the diameter is stock, but we just went 1 millimeter over that. Got a stock cylinder for it and had that bored out at our local machine shop, and so all I'm waiting on now really is just me. Just to get a little bit of time to do it. I've got most of it disassembled. Now I just need to take the actual top end apart. So I've just been kind of working on that, kind of some random evenings when I've got some free time, but I want to get that fixed before the Fuel Ministries camp, which I can talk about in a little bit as well. And then last but certainly not least, here is what is left currently of the 400EX. So you guys saw in my last video, if you haven't, go back and watch it. We're starting a full build out on the 400. And so it is fully disassembled. I'm slowly kind of getting that project going. Like I told you guys, it's gonna be a real long-term project, but I've just kind of started getting some stuff cleaned up, getting some stuff prepped, because we're gonna be ordering a couple things here shortly. One thing we're gonna do is we need to get this frame gusseted. I've always wanted to do that, but never have. So I got that frame here shortly. I'll get the rest of the stuff out. I still need to pull like the steering stem bearing out, get these little plastic tabs and fender brackets and stuff off of it, but then we'll get it stripped down and I'll send it over to Podium One Engineering. He's going to fix the broken motor mount that we've got, and then he's also going to go through and weld a gusset kit on this thing. So that's one of the first things I'm probably going to order. We also have over here on the table, I've got my wiring harness laid out. We are actually going to be sending this guy over to Max Gogol at Raw Connections. So he is the one who built the race cut harness for the YFZ Raw Connections. If you need any custom wiring harnesses, hit him up. and we are going to be doing a full custom race cut harness for the 400. And we got some other custom stuff kind of going on with it, because a lot of you guys know from the 400 days, I run one of these Spall fans on the oil cooler. So I'm going to have him do some custom stuff with that. So this is the wiring job that I did to it. Of course, does not look great. Just a butt connector with, or not even a butt connector. I think it was just a splice that I put in there. Taped it up real good. And then this is my ground connection. So not the greatest wiring, but Max is going to fix that for us. Another thing I want to do is give you a quick update on the powder coat business. So I meant to do an update video on that. I have not done that yet. We did some powder actually last night, so I'll show you kind of what we did, and then I'll show you some of the upgrades we've done, because I don't think I have shown you guys this stuff. So we've got a TRX 450 frame and then a subframe hanging up over here. We did this last night in Illusion Orange. Man, that's a good color. Shoo! And it came out good too. It came out really good. I want to take this thing out in the sunlight because it would look a lot better. But TRX 450 frame, we got some tractor wheels over there that are actually, we're about to coat. We're going to put a coat of primer on those and then coat those in some Kubota orange. We've been doing some other little projects, done several little bumpers. Did a kitchen sink not too long ago. That was a new one. I'm trying to think some of the other stuff. Business has been a little bit slow over the summer, but honestly, we've been fine with that. We've had some personal stuff going on, had some personal projects that I wanted to knock out. And so this summer we haven't been doing a ton of coating, but I have done several engine builds. I've done a couple YFZ engines. I did a TRX 450 engine, had some bad transmission parts, and then also did, what else we have? Oh, a Raptor 250 engine. It needed a top end and some little other odds and ends. So if you follow me over on social media, you've probably seen those already, because a lot of times I video that stuff and put it on my social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. But other than that, yeah, powder business isn't going too bad. Let me show you some of the upgrades we've done. So over here, this is one of the biggest things. As you can see, we have a brand new booth. If I have a picture, I'll throw up a picture of the old setup. So due to insurance reasons, they weren't a fan of our homemade booth. So we went ahead and we got this booth from, you guys might be able to see it up there, but it says Parker Finishing Solutions. So we got this booth, and it works really, really good. We got a nice light here, and then we got a nice wire setup on that ginormous fan, and that thing sucks a whole lot of air through this and pulls all the powder through these large cartridge filters. So that was a really big upgrade. The old booth worked. It wasn't the greatest though. It didn't have a ton of suction. It basically just used box fans, which don't have many CFM. But that thing's pulling like almost 8,000 CFM through it, so it's got plenty of suction. So the new booth's been pretty nice. One of our another one of our upgrades, we did this one a while back. That was before we even had before we got this new booth, is this Electron Powder Coating Gun. So this thing has been absolutely sweet. It works absolutely amazing, and it has helped a ton with coating. Before we had the RC2, Royal Coats RC2 powder gun, and it was okay, but it just wasn't exactly what we were looking for. So we dropped a little bit of money on that thing. It was not cheap, but it works phenomenal. It's well worth the money if you're ever getting into powder coating. I forgot, I was also going to mention the Fuel Ministry Camp. So I'm actually going to be going to the Fuel Ministry Camp this year. Of course, I won't be riding. I'm actually going to be going as a team lead / group lead. So it'll be a lot of fun. So if any of you guys are going to be there, I'll see you there. It is the, let's see, today's the 21st. I think the camp starts on the 30th of July, maybe. I can't remember. It's the week of the 4th of July. I'll put the dates up here that I'm going to be there. So that'll be cool to see some of you guys out there if you're going to be going out there training at the Fuel Ministries camp. It's going to be a bit of a bummer because everybody's going to be riding around and I won't be able to, but we'll be there having a good time anyway. So if you're going, I'll see you there. So with that, I want to talk about what you guys are probably on this video for why have I not been racing. So it has officially been, I want to say 6 or 7 weeks, probably at least maybe 6, maybe 7. I'll drop the, I'll tell you what it's been on the screen, but probably about 6 or 7 weeks since I last raced. It wasn't by choice. I didn't stop racing or anything. Unfortunately, it was due to an injury. So after the last race, let's see, that was the last race I did was Staunton IXCR, which I honestly don't even count that as the last race I did because I raced for 3 minutes. I was physically there, but I didn't get to race really. So, yeah, so that was the last race I did. About a week later, I was riding here at the house, and just a silly little thing, I was going up an uphill, and there was a log down in the middle of the trail, but it was a very large log. Of course, I wasn't wearing my GoPro at the time. It was a pretty large log. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't hop over it or anything. It was right at the top of the hill, and it was one of those hills where I usually fly up it, and I didn't see it till I was at the top because it was over the top of the hill. And when I did, it stopped the quad dead in its tracks, and it threw me into the bars. And I mean, it wasn't a super severe wreck. I was going pretty fast and I hit the bars pretty hard, but overall I've had a lot worse crashes. And so it kind of, basically the bars kind of hit my thighs, and it just threw me over the front, kind of. Basically, you know, I almost hit the front fender kind of thing, but I stayed on the quad, no big deal. But then, I was a little sore the next day. I mean, not terrible. I didn't think anything of it because it wasn't a crazy crash. It just kind of knocked the wind out of me, scared me a little bit, but nothing crazy. So I was a little sore the next day, and something you guys don't know probably, unless you follow me on some of my social media or even Strava, which is like a fitness tracking app. I've been doing a lot of running. I did a lot of running in high school, ran cross country competitively, and I really liked it. Kind of got out of it after college, took several years off, and then I wanted to start running again this year. And so I've been running quite a bit. And so that next day after I crashed, I went out. It was for my long run that day. I was going to run 7 miles. And I did. I ran the 7 miles. But during the run, I started getting this pain in my hip. And I just kind of attributed it to being sore from the crash. And usually if I have a crash like that, I'm sore. I try to do a little bit of exercise just to work the soreness out. And maybe it would have been okay had I not ran 7 miles, maybe if I'd only ran a couple. But I went ahead, I finished my long run, I ran 7 miles. Well, that next day I woke up and I could like barely walk. I had a lot of pain in my right hip, and yeah, it just wasn't good. So I took several days off from running, probably about half a week, and I thought, okay, I'll let it rest and then I'll be good. Well, I went to try to run again, and the pain was still there, and it was a pretty good pain. So I ended up going to the doctor. They diagnosed me with what's called bursitis, which is basically kind of inflammation of the hip. And so they said, we'll put you on some anti-inflammatories, some muscle relaxers, that kind of thing. Take it easy for, a week or two, and you should be fine. Well, I did that, took it easy for about 2 weeks, didn't do any running, tried to minimize my activity if I could. Tried running again, and it definitely got better, but it's still not back to where it should be. So I went to the doctor again. They gave me a steroid shot, said hopefully in about a week you shouldn't have any pain, you should be able to get back to it. So I go get the steroid shot, wait a week, take it easy, whatnot, and what do you know, I still have pain. So then at the time I'm filming this video, I went back in yesterday for a follow-up, basically just because I'm saying I still have the pain. And the weird thing about all this is the pain has kind of been moving around in my hip. First it was kind of what felt like around the joint. Then I was having pain on like the tendons on the side of the hip. And then now what I've got is like a pain on the inside of my hip, almost like in the groin area. And so basically, I went in, talked to them again, and they're like, at this point, probably what we need to do is we need to put you in physical therapy and try to see if we can get this thing healed with physical therapy, because if that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to start considering stuff like I need to get an MRI and I may have to have surgery or something. So there's not a definitive issue. I don't necessarily know what's wrong. There's been a couple theories. The bursitis thing made a lot of sense at the beginning because of what the symptoms were. When you look at the bursitis symptoms, it was exactly what I was having. A lot of pain when sitting or running, but not really any pain when walking, that kind of thing. And then they were talking about I may have strained some tendons when I was having that pain on the outside of my hip. And then now they think I may have done something to my labrum, which is like on the inside of the hip. And so hopefully I didn't tear anything, because if I do have a torn labrum, it's a very extensive surgery. Yeah, we don't really want that to happen. So hopefully this physical therapy will help. The bummer thing about it is I have to do 6 weeks of it and then go back in and basically have a follow-up with my doctor. So that means I'm going to be out for minimum another 6 weeks from the time I'm making this video, which is Saturday, June 21st. So big time bummer. This isn't how we planned on the season going at all. But that's racing for you. That's life for you, really, because I didn't even do it while racing. I was riding, had a very minor crash. I wouldn't even call it a crash. I hit a log kind of thing. No different than clipping a tree every now and then. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things where God's got a plan, and unfortunately racing is not in it at this time. So, yeah. So, we're still planning on going to a lot of the races. I'm definitely going to miss the next Midwest, maybe the next 2 Midwest. I'm not sure yet, because even if I do get cleared to kind of do stuff, I'm going to ease back into it. So even if I get cleared in 6 weeks, I probably won't be full on racing until maybe September or so. I'm not sure at this point, and that's assuming the physical therapy helps. So, yeah, be patient with me, guys. I'm trying to still get some content out and stuff, but hard to do content when you can't do the 2 things you love to do, which is ride quads and run. So can't do either of those things right now, and so we're just living life. So thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are hanging around. I'm looking forward to get the 400 build going at some point. Hopefully this summer we'll start to get into it a little bit more. Like I said, I'm just going to start ordering some parts here and there, and maybe we can get that thing going and at least maybe get some stuff cleaned up, since I'm going to have all this free time where I won't be riding or anything. So thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.